What do you do when your wife, she here, and all the people I'm talking about,
About to go down.
respects and appreciates her friends more than she does her husband who pays the bills with her?
Because most men think that if you pay all the bills, then it stops right there. It stops right there. You have nothing more to do.
You say you pay bills, but if I'm coming to you about a concern, if I'm coming to you about something I'm grieving, something you hurt me on, something that I feel abandoned on, will you give me the safety to be able to talk about it? Can I trust you emotionally?
She pays most of the bills. I manage the bills.
Ain't no way. It's becoming increasingly harder. It's becoming increasingly harder for me to take men seriously on like any level. Like I cannot take men seriously. And I'm starting to a reason, the obvious, like real reason is because men are just completely unserious. We just don't want to take any accountability ever. Like accountability is like gone out the window for men. So listening to men talk about relationships and the demise of their relationships or the problems in their relationships, and then never acknowledging what they are doing wrong. I, not to say it never happens, but I've said this before. I've never seen a woman be completely 100% at fault for anything in a relationship. I've never seen it. Never. Not to say it doesn't happen again. I've just never seen it. I just think I think it's very few and far between. At worst or best, whatever, it's the men contribute significantly. Maybe the woman's more, you know what I mean? I'm like, she's more problematic, but the man be problematic as fuck. Like if the woman's problematic, and this is what I'm saying. In most cases, if the man is problematic, I'm sorry, if the woman is problematic, the man is also problematic. And in a lot of cases, the woman becomes problematic because of the man, right? So it's it's just like a rare thing for me to see, or ever, to be honest with you, to hear or see a man be like 100% absolved from whatever issues persist in a relationship. But yet, time and time and time again, we hear men talk about relationships, and they're doing this the whole time. Her. Women, 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 women. What are women, women, women? What are women doing wrong? Women, 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 women. What are women doing wrong? Women are this, women. And I'm like, again, women aren't perfect. I have to say that to make the boys feel good. Women aren't perfect, but they're not the problem. You know what I mean? Like they're not perfect, but they're not the problem. And those are two completely different conversations. Most of the time, if you are having significant issues in your relationship, you are a huge part of the problem, man. Huge. You started the problem the vast majority of the time. And the reason why the problem existed in the first place is because of you. Let's just be real. And you're not doing anything to make it any better. Right? So, yeah, how she reacts, and it could be bad and whatever, but at some point in time, it's you guys are just feeding each other. It's a cycle. It's like you started the book, you hit her, she gives it back to you, you hit her, she gives it back to you. Like that's just the circle of life now. And instead of you going, okay, so everybody stop. Everybody stop. Let me stop doing what I'm doing. And then let's see if she stops doing what she's doing. And sometimes, and men, there are some men who this applies to, like the man finally stops doing the thing, you know what I'm saying? The things that he was doing, or he starts to work on it, and she doesn't stop. That happens sometimes. You know what I mean? But you got to acknowledge, though, the role that you played in it initially. That's the whole thing. Anyways, we got another crazy ass funny clip from tonight's conversation. I don't, they post some good clips sometimes. I think this one is one of the better clips I've seen in a while. There's so many layers to this that I can get into. But I'm just gonna choose a few. So let's get into it.
What do you do when your wife, she here, and all the people I'm talking about,
About to go down.
respects and appreciates her friends more than she does her husband who pays the bills with her.
Please define for me respect.
If I call her and she on the phone with one of those friends that's back there,
Hey, you know friends when he like,
my point is she don't respect my energy and effort to stay in our relationship, stay in our marriage, and stay with our children, stay with her. She respects their opinions, their thoughts, their.
could it be because you are constantly gaslighting her, and to save some semblance of her sanity, she needs to talk to somebody else besides you because she knows that you're lying to her and you're manipulating her and you're blaming her for everything, when in reality, you are probably the problem, or at least the catalyst of the vast majority of the problems in your relationship, because you are only talking about providing for her financially. That's it. I haven't, you just, all the things I do to keep my, what do you do? What do you do?
I'm paying attention to how you're even referring to your wife right now. Like I'm paying attention to the fact that you're willing to humiliate your wife in front of thousands of people also. So what is it that you do inside of the house that will make it to where she can actually respect you? Because just because you pay bills and things like that doesn't mean that you will be able to get fully that level of respect. Hold on.
That is what most men think. Most men is, you don't even got to pay all the bills, but definitely if you pay all the bills, most men think that if you pay all the bills, then it stops right there. It stops right there. You have nothing more to do. You did what I'll come home every night and I'll pay all the bills. You ain't got to pay her no mind. You don't got to whisper sweet nothings in her ear. You don't got to help her out in the house. Like, right? When you listen to me, this is what I'll be saying. They never acknowledge what they do or what they don't do. We never acknowledge what we do or what we don't do. We're never acknowledging the harm we're causing, and we're never acknowledging how we don't show up. You know what I'm saying?
Because if you say you pay bills, but if I'm coming to you about a concern, if I'm coming to you about something I'm grieving, something you hurt me on, something that I feel abandoned on, will you give me the safety to be able to talk about it? Can I trust you emotionally? Can I trust you spiritually? Can I trust you financially? Can I trust you in all of these aspects?
And that's why she goes and talks to her friends, because she can't trust. You're not going to be honest with her, so she can't trust you.
Prove that you give me a level of emotional security. Do we actually have a partnership? Because just because you married does not mean that you have entered into an actual partnership. Are we truly aligned? Because I hear you and I understand that a wife is supposed to respect you, but a husband is supposed to love a wife as well. So how are you loving your wife? Because a lot of times her lack of respect of you is a reflection of your lack of love for her, the appropriate love. So that's my question to you. What are you actually doing that will allow her to come up to that level to where she can respect you as the head of household?
And this is to the men in the room. We got to.
Nah, let that man answer. Why y'all cut? Nah, hey, shut up. What's your metaphor, whatever your Ace? Shut up. Let that man answer that question. She laid that out perfectly. I want to hear that answer.
Stop reducing ourselves to a paycheck and paying a bill. You added that as if that replaces you being a person.
She pays most of the bills. I manage the bills.
Mr. Paul, I love you. We gonna quit while we ahead, Mr. Paul. Oh, can we
Ain't no way. They paid that man to come up here. Ain't no way. Get the fuck out. Ain't no way. Hell no. Nah, y'all. No. Ain't no way, y'all. I'm sorry. Give me a second. That's nah. So let me get this straight. You want a submissive provider. like somebody, whoever coined that phrase is hilarious, but it's true. You ain't even paying half the bills. Nah, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't believe that that's real. That man, there's something going on. But here's the thing. I'm joking when I say I can't believe it's real. Here's why I believe it's real. Here's why I believe he's deluded. Because if he has a friend group of men and he's talking to his male friends are gassing him up and telling him he right. The same way he think his wife's female friends is gassing her up, his male friends they're gassing him up, right? So now it's a battle of will. You know what I'm saying? Whose will will overcome. But that's one part of it. Like I can't believe that he is in an echo chamber getting terrible advice, so much so that he thought that him coming in front of a crowd full of thousands of people would actually make sense. Like the things that he just said would actually make sense in front of a crowd of thousands, maybe millions of people now, depending on hundreds of thousands seeing that video, right? He actually believed it was real. Like, no, I'm right. And a lot of men believe that. There's a whole side of the internet where men get on the internet and say the quiet part out loud. And the reason why they can say it out loud so boldly and proudly is because other men have gaslit them into believing that is the truth. And then when they say it, the vast majority of the time, nobody comes on their page and actually checks them, or not enough. They get a bunch of attaboys from the men, and it reinforces their terrible ideas. But anyways, I say all of that to say, like, that's one part of it, I'm sure, is that his friends are giving him terrible advice, and men in general are giving him terrible advice, and he exists in an echo chamber, and the only person challenging his thoughts on a consistent basis is his wife. But here's the other reason why I can see that he clearly is not in a place to understand anything, okay? Now, I've been tracking this trend for a little while now. But peep this.
What do you do when your wife, she here, and all the people I'm talking about,
About to go down.
respects and appreciates?
Sir. Now, I want to say this to the men. If you are in a relationship with a woman and your teeth look like this, and then you get on the internet or you get in front of a crowd of thousands of people and you claim that you're doing everything for your wife, I don't believe you. Because if you can't take care of your teeth, you can't take care of your wife. I'll be honest with you. If you can't take care of your teeth, you can't take care of your wife. Your wife is much, much harder to take care of than teeth. Much harder. If you are willing to do this to yourself, I can only imagine what you are willing to do to your wife. This is benign neglect. If you are willing to neglect your teeth like this, then I know you are willing to neglect the woman in the house like that and your children. That's what I'm trying. This is not a roast or whatever, though it could be, taken as that. It is what it is. But like, I'm dead serious. Like, I'm making a connection. I almost guarantee you will never see a man that is invested in his family, taking care of his family, taking care of his wife, and they have teeth like this. They have teeth like this. I almost guarantee you will never see it. And that's and so, yeah, you're neglecting your wife, and your wife may or may not be neglecting you, but sounds like she's neglecting you, right? So what do you expect? If you listen to what women are saying, this is what's happening. And this is what, I think her name is Kitty. This is what Kitty was kind of laying out. But listen to her. This is what a married woman is saying about her own husband.
I have a problem. My husband is upset that I reciprocate his energy. He says my kindness should not be dependent on how he treats me. So in effect, he's saying that he should be allowed to disrespect me and neglect me to his heart's content and still receive my kindness. Well, I let him know that is not the case. and he's upset and he disagrees. But my thing is, don't complain that I'm reciprocating your energy. Bring me some energy that's worth reciprocating.
The energy that you bring a woman or a person, it doesn't matter, man or woman, but the energy you bring a woman, though, in this particular case, it's like the energy is like money, it's currency, right? If you bring her $5 worth of energy, she gonna give you $5 worth of product back. That may be bare, you know what I'm saying? Bare minimum. Bare bones. Right? To get all of her, you may need to give her $100 though. You know what I'm saying? Like you only giving her 5, she really need 100. You want to, you know what I mean? Like you want 100 from her, you got to give her 100. You imagine going to the grocery store. We just went grocery shopping. Imagine we bought like $250 worth of groceries. Imagine I go pay for them. I expect them to give me $250 worth of groceries for $25. That don't make no fucking sense. And that's just groceries. That ain't even my fucking wife. So you have to expect that in return if that's what you're giving her. If you're giving her $25, expect $25 worth of groceries back. You're giving her this much energy, expect this much energy and effort back. That's the reality. But men are so entitled. And women, I blame women for this. Facetiously, I blame women for this because and y'all, and here's what I be saying about women. Women have done such a good job of showing up no matter what the circumstances are that men have become increasingly more complacent, which is a testament to how much better women are per capita than men. Because no matter what, the women show up. And that's why men have this idea that they can give the woman next to nothing and she gonna give him the world in return. Because that's what women have been doing for a fucking millennia, right? That's what women have been doing for a millennia. So when these new women, the modern women y'all hate, when they start going, you know what I'm saying? When they start doing the smoking, this ain't enough. The men turn around and go, make it enough. No, we not making it enough. We not covering the difference, fam. That's what the women are saying. You gotta adjust, baby. You gotta grow up. That's just the reality. It is what it is. It is what it is. You can take it or leave it at this point. So in 2 or 3 or 4 years or whatever, when she gets tired of that shit, she gonna get divorced and he gonna say what? I never saw her coming. Guaranteed.